All right, good morning. We have got interesting stuff going on. Apparently, the Reddit crazies were trying to squeeze gold, or not gold, but silver. A lot of silver stocks popped in pre-market, but right now they seem to be dropping. So I did already try to make a trade today, and I'll go over this trade. But Thinkorswim is having some issues, or it was. We'll see if it still is or not. I am looking to make another trade, but I kind of got hoodooed a little bit by Thinkorswim. See, what was it I traded? Well, it's not that one. Possible pattern there, though. We'll wait and see how that plays out. Yeah, AUMN, I definitely want to keep an eye on. It looks like it's getting close to possibly breaking. Oh, this is the one. Yeah, this is the one I got in. Ended up taking a loss on it. But I saw this little U shape here, and I got in right there before that resistance. Then it popped up above the resistance, and I tried to lock out some profit. Thinkorswim wouldn't let me, so it ended up coming back down and hit my stop loss. Well, we got another little. This is a pretty good looking U shape here. Good morning, Daniel B. What's up, buddy? That's a very interesting U shape. On LODE, possibly. Let's see what else is going on. ANTF doesn't have any PR. Barely any volume. See, ALYA, that's selling off too. So looks like the SPY may be having a sell-off soon. It dropped pretty low last night and then rebounded. But that may start selling off. What's up, One Life? Good morning, buddy. Let's go look back at load. Oh, load's starting to break out. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, you dirty girl. Oh, you dirty girl. And it's getting halted too. Oh, no, it's not getting halted. No, it's still ripping. I thought it was about to get halted for a second. Look at this perfect, beautiful U shape. I was trying to catch it. I was trying to get my order. Just trying to get my order ready, and it popped too quick. But very nice, beautiful U shape. But yeah, this is what I was expecting out of this. Thinkorswim went a glitch this morning. It'd been nice, but all the way up to 3 so far. So we gotta keep that on watch. There still could be a possible play there. I gotta wait for another pattern though, because I missed the entry. Let's see. May possibly get a flag forming here at $3. Oh no, it's about to break through right now. Oof. Hell, never mind. So this is gonna keep ripping. So nothing to get on it yet. I gotta let that do its thing. Let's see. GameStop looking pretty rough. Looking pretty rough. I was looking at the squeeze last night. It looks like they may be losing the GameStop battle today. So the market's still dropping. Yeah, that's what I was saying on load. I had some delays this morning, like right before the stream. So where did LODE go? No, why isn't it on my, where'd it go? On my list. But yeah, I had problems getting in the load earlier, right around market open, and then I had problems trying to sell. Cause I was trying to sell a little bit there. So yeah, I think this one's been a little glitchy. So far it looks alright, but I don't know, I haven't took another trade yet. It's blocking your orders? I didn't have it blocking my orders, it just was not cooperating. Like it placed the order on this, but it kind of, like I said, on the way up, I could not do anything. I couldn't trade. I couldn't sell it. I couldn't do anything. Keeps coming back as rejected. Do you make sure you're not using more? Uh, Make sure you're not trying to buy more shares than is available. As far as your cash, check your funds available to trade. Unless you got, I mean, if you got the funds, then you know. I mean, normally if it's rejected, that would be why. But like I said, I did have issues right before the stream on this other stock. See, AMC looks like it's getting hit too. Yeah, the market is looking ugly, ugly, ugly. If we start dropping below 370 here, we might have quite a bit of a pullback on our hands. Oh, you sent it out directly? Right. Give me just a second, guys. I'll be right back. All right. So load is still ripping. Had a little pullback there. So pre-market support held up, and it may keep going. Boy, silver was one of the ones the Reddit guys. Looks like all the stocks the Reddit guys are trying to push are not doing too well today. Silver dropping pretty hard at the moment. There we go. Get those lines off. There's a nasty drop. See TTNP. Positive data. Sounds pretty good. There could be something there. Could be a possible trade. I don't really much like the way that looks. So I'm not seeing much but LODE at the moment. I'm gonna take that one. I'm gonna take that one. I'm gonna take a couple of these other silver things off. I'll leave one of them on. I got a nice quick pop and then selling off. AMC, same thing, selling off. So yeah, right now, only two possible plays. Well, that would be load and TTNP. See, TANH. Yeah, this is curling over, so that's probably going to sell off. It started to look like a flag, but it's not. TTNP needs to keep coming around. Try to make that U shape. Where are we at? Where's the load? Damn, load's still running. But I missed the initial rip, so there's no reason for me to get in it right now. Gotta wait for a pattern. TTNP may be making that U shape here soon. ATMX possibly be a play. There's a lot of resistance at 8. But that does have a little U-shape forming. Drag that up there. Up there. There we go. Yeah, they're looking a little sketchy. GameStop and AMC both in the silver stocks, like everything they were trying to push is looking a little sketchy today. And really the whole entire market is looking a little sketchy today. It's trying to hold up this 50-day moving average, but if you look at the overall chart, the max chart, if it doesn't hold up here, then that pullback to 338 could be happening. Could start to happen. So I'm keeping a close eye on the SPY. But yeah, they're kind of getting whacked on AMC and GameStop right now. AMTX, possible U-shape. The only thing I don't like is it's in a downtrend, so even if it does break, well, it may break. Let's see here. I may go a few shares on this just to see if it starts moving or not. I'm gonna go. It's starting to. Ooh, let's see where I got filled. Ooh, I got filled at the top there, 815. Ooh, I don't like that fill, but see if buying volume can keep coming in here and break over this. We do have the nice U shape, but if buying volume don't keep coming in, okay, God, the level 2's acting crazy again. Okay, there it goes. Now it's straightened out. So it did get rejected there at that resistance. You need to see this buying volume keep increasing and push it through. If it starts coming back down, then it's going to be a failed U-shaped break. And they got pretty good PR. Let's see, bid proposal for $2 billion offtake agreement. Agreements are good. And then it says carbon zero renewable jet and diesel fuels. Everybody's wanting to go green and stuff now, so. Starting to pull back a little bit. Want to hold above the 8790 area. No, I wasn't trying to. Morning, Robert. I don't want to buy at resistance. I wanted to get it. You want to get kind of in like right here. So if it doesn't break resistance like this, then you can at least get some profit. So you give yourself that cushion. I was trying to get. I kind of was a little late to that entry, and I was trying to get in there. But when I market ordered in, I kind of market ordered into the push there. And I got filled way up here. So in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have took the trade right there because I did miss the entry I would like, but we'll see. But yeah, you'd much rather want to be like right there, so that way you've got that padding. OZCS. I'll throw it on my watch list over here. I'll look at it in just a second. OZCS. I want to make sure this is gonna hold. What are you doing? Come on. Make sure I'm doing the right. Yeah. OZCS. Huh. I'm on AMTX One Life. Yeah, we want to see this hold up here. We don't want to drop any lower than 775. We want to start curling back up again to that resistance. If it starts dropping below 775, then it's not going to break out. Yeah, I can't get OZCS to come up. Is it OCZS? Maybe? OCZ. Come on here. OCZS. No, that's not it either. So I don't know. Maybe you're on a Canadian exchange or something. I don't know. Yeah, AMTX may not break out. 775 area needs to hold up as support. VPER. VPER sounds familiar. Was that below a penny? It is below a penny. Wow, look at the move it's made though. And what was that? Let's see. Let me get back to my yearly chart or my daily chart. Yeah, it's a pretty nice move for a small penny stock, or for a sub penny stock, I should say. What are you talking about, One Life? You're talking about AMTX? Oh, OZSC. Okay. Yeah, okay, there it showed up. Well, I'll check those out here in a bit. Let me keep an eye on AMTX here, make sure it's not going to crack. So where's load at? Load, let's see if we got any possible patterns. Nothing yet. Nothing yet on load. How's the... Ooh, boy, they're still getting hit. Little light on volume. If volume don't start coming back into this, maybe that's what you were saying, One Life. No, I got OZCS over. I got it now. I'm just trying to. I just want to make sure that that what is it? What am I in? Oh, it's AMTX. That's what I was in. That's right. I want to make sure this is not going to crack, but it may crack because I'm not seeing. We need to see more volume come in. It's getting. It was getting a little bit of volume, decent volume. Even though these volume bars look pretty big, they're actually not that much volume. This big one here was only 134,000 shares. This is extremely low float. Got Virgin Galactic testing resistance. There we go. Now we're starting to get a little tinge of buy in there. You need to see that buy keep coming in and make this curl up back to that 8. Actually, there's pretty strong resistance at 820. Let's move that line. There we go. See, how's the SPY doing? Let's see. Let's make sure the SPY is not going to drop out on us. Yeah. SPY is still extremely sketchy. Come on, AMTX, just keep cruising back up there to that $8, $8.20 area. So it looks like load is all the way back down to 3. Nice, so let's break out on SPCE. Need a little bit more buying to come in. I'm just going to put a stop loss below this area at 773. So if it drops below 773, then this is not going to curl up. It's going to sell off. So let's take a look at some of these other stocks and let that do its thing for a little bit. It may sell. I don't know. Let's see. It's almost 775 holds up. That's all that matters. So let's see what One Life was talking about. Where'd we go? Where are you at, SPCE? There it is. Oh yeah, nice little breakup there. It's running into 50 resistance. 50 is going to be probably pretty tough for this. Yeah, 50 is going to be pretty tough. If it can break 50 though, it could really get going. See, what's AMC doing? AMC getting a little buy-in, but not much. This is pretty much a bloodbath over here. Well, let's check out. Oh, GameStop. Is GameStop turn into a bloodbath too? It's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. See, OZ, yes, what is this? This is a penny and a half. Not really much I can see on the daily chart. Yeah, a little penny and a half OTC stock. I mean, it is getting some pretty decent volume. 3 billion in float though. That's a pretty big float. That's a lot of shares. I mean, it is very, very cheap, so you can get, quite a bit of shares, but I don't really play any stocks under 50 cents. So this is, I don't know nothing about it. I don't see, let's see, they had a partnership on the 19th, which is good PR. But other than that, I don't really see much potential. But if you've done your due diligence, if you've looked into the company and you think it's a good company, go with it. Oh, Peter Schiff is accepting Bitcoin for his gold and silver. Yeah, I like Peter Schiff. I agree with Peter Schiff on most things. The only thing I don't agree with him on is his stance on cryptos. But then when I found that he was accepting cryptos for his gold and silver, I was just like, really? you were the guy who's been the biggest shitter on of cryptos, and now you're taking them for your precious gold and silver? Interesting. Okay. So I may get stopped out on this one. This might be a loss. Oh yeah, right there. As I said it, yeah. So it's kind of it was a bad entry because I got in late. You really don't want to get in late. But it just couldn't keep buying volume, and that's why it didn't break out. And see, buying volume increased right there right to the resistance, but then we didn't get any more buying volume to push it through the resistance, and just kind of dwindled off there. Volume just like blah. So that's about what I was expecting to happen. Space finally breaking 50 there. Trying to break 50. It's actually getting held up at 50 still. It's trying to break right now. But yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate the support on that video. I know some people in the comments of the GameStop video didn't like what I was saying, which I said that in the video. I knew that a lot of people was not going to like what I was saying about all that, but as you can see, GameStop is really, really eating shit. So, like I said, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. So far, I'm not feeling too convinced that I'm wrong about that video. Look at GameStop dropping some more. Whew, this may come all the way back down to 200 here soon. What's AMC doing? AMC, same thing, selling off. Well, SPY's trying to rebound a little bit. Well, you know, it's the internet, it's social media. You know, you're gonna get some people who are a little toxic and whatnot. You know, it doesn't bother me any. See, LODE starting to curl back up again. This pretty much looks like this is the play because I'm not seeing very much else. So we got this nice little U shape starting to form. So I may have enough. May have enough shares to try to go on this, but even if I do, I don't know how much I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go 10 shares. I'm gonna try at least make my loss back on LODE for the nonsense earlier. So this is starting to curl up, but it does need to break over 350 here because this is a little premature. It's a little premature entry. I'd rather really kind of want to be right up here. But I'm just going ahead and getting in because this seems to have the majority of the buying volume right now. So I just want to get in a little bit early if I can. We'll see what happens with it. This is the only silver stock that's doing anything. So we got some support trying to build at 335, but they just got taken out. We do not want this to drop below the bottom of this green candle. See if buyers can stack. Okay, yeah, buyers are starting to try to stack back at 335, so we want to see 335 hold up. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't. I've been doing a lot of research into cryptos, and it's better if this drops below 325. This might crack. And getting a little ugly there. So that's what I was saying about I got in premature. Kind of want to. See what we got. Couple of minutes for this candle to close. This candle needs to come back up. Could be just a little shakeout candle. Oh, that was. Oh, I looked at the clock wrong. Now, if this candle comes back up and breaks 350, then this should be good to go. Up to that 4. But this is up also 140% right now. So, that, I mean, it's already had a big gain. You see, it's trying to push to that 350. Fubo's trying to move higher. I think I have Fubo on the list. No, I took it off. I don't know why I took it off. Yeah, we don't want to see this candle get squished. We want this candle to close above this. Or at least close right at it, right at that 350. It needs to come back up and start testing 350 again. See some sellers at 340. Okay, they just got taken out. Now we're coming back up to 350. Now let's see if it can break 350 here. If it can break and hold over 350, then I think we'll see 4 again. And then, oh, there's a lot of sellers at 350 though. It just tested it and couldn't break. It needs to keep testing. There it goes. There it goes. Alright, so we're looking alright now. Yeah, buyers starting to try to hold up 350 as support now. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now we're looking, now we're doing something. Looks like we're going to push through 375 maybe. A lot of selling at 375 too. Oh, we did just touch it. If we keep testing it, we're going to get up to that 4. Yeah, there we go. Right through 375 that time. Still getting hung up, but it did roll right through it. So see if it hits it again. Maybe. See, we got a little tug of war between the buyers and the sellers. But, I mean, it did just go from 327 up to 377. So, that was like a 50-cent move in that candle and that candle. So, probably going to get a little bit of selling in this area. People might be locking in some profits there. But as long as it can hold up and keep testing 375, I think we'll see 4. See, testing 375 again. Let's see if they get taken out here. Oh, no. Needs to keep testing. So it is having a little bit of a sell-off. But every time it starts to drop to 350, people are buying it up. So we need to see that hold up. Yeah, look at there. Nice buyers coming in. Trying to hold it above that 350 area. Now let's see. If we test 375 on this candle, I think we'll break out. Or we'll at least break up to 4. This candle's got to come up. Got to keep this upward momentum. What's up, Mark? Good morning, buddy. A little sketchy, having a little bit of a pullback there. Ooh. So it may not get it. That may be all it had. So we needed to keep that upward momentum. See if buyers can hold up 350 support. They're trying to. See, buyers keep stacking on the bid at 350. There we go. Now we're coming back up a little bit. Hello. I'm not exactly sure how to say your name. Thank you. I appreciate that. Is it Ming, or could I just call you T? Would that be all right? I'm very bad with names, so. Min? Okay. Did I say that right, Min? Well, welcome to the channel, Min. I appreciate that support. You mean Fubo? You mean FUBO One Life? Does Fubu have a stock? I don't know if Fubu's a public company or not. They may be. So this really needs to hold up 350 here. This is really testing that 350 support. The buyers are still trying to hold it up, but they will give up if this does not start moving back up and testing that 375 resistance. Yeah, I know Fubu's a clothing brand. That's what I said. I don't know if they are a public company or not. GM. Oh, let's see here. We're starting to push back up. Let's see if this can. So getting held up at 365 a little bit. Needs to break through at 365 pretty quick. That doesn't need to hold up. We want to be testing 375 resistance, not 365. There we go. Oh, here we go. Starting to push through 375. Let's see if we can get to 4. There we go. That's what I was about to say. We want to see 375 hold up as support now. Or at least see buyers try to hold 375 up. You can see they are. They're trying to hold it up here. And let's see. We're going to move up to... If buyers keep coming in, we're going to move up to 4. And then we'll see if it can break out from there. Getting close. Let's see what $4 looks like. Let's see, Load. Are you going to show me the frisk? Are we going to get a little frisky here? Let's see it. Let's see how 4 looks. Ooh, a lot of sellers at 4. A ton of sellers. Going to need a lot of buying volume to break through $4. Oh, here we go. Ooh, that was close. A bunch of those sellers got taken out. See, one more test of 4. There it goes. There we go. Starting to break 4. See if this volume keeps coming in. Come on, show me the frisk here, Load. Still getting hung up, though. Still getting hung up. We need more buying volume. With PLTR, that would... One Life could probably give you more help on that one than I can, because he's way more familiar with that stock. See, we got rejected at 4, so it's coming back down. So we still want 375 to hold as that support, so it can come back up and try to test 4 again. If it can come back and test 4 one more time, I think it'll break out. They took out a lot of sellers. I mean, a whole lot of sellers in this candle. But yeah, any stocks you guys want me to look at or whatever, just hold off for just a bit. Let me try to get out of this trade, and then I'll answer questions and do all that. Oh, and you see, don't want this to come back down too much more. The 375's got to keep holding that support. We don't want 375 to be resistance. All the way back to 355. Here's a little support in that 355 area. You can run that across there and see 350, 355 should be pretty decent support. But that absolutely has to hold up. It cannot break below 350. If it breaks below 350, then it's going to take another 10 minutes for it to try to curl up, or it could just sell off. And 350 starting to crack here. Buyers did hold it up. They're trying to hold it up here. A lot of selling out off of that $4 area. And it was probably a lot of shorts sitting there at $4, because that was a lot of sell orders. And the way it's getting rejected pretty hard, I'm guessing that was a lot of shorts. So if there is a lot of shorts sitting at 4 and we can get enough buying volume to come in and push it through 4 and make those shorts cover, then this could rip hard again. But the stock is up, like I said, it is up. Well, right now it's up 163%. So that's pretty high. So there are going to be shorters trying to keep it down. But I think if it gets back up to 4, I think we'll get a pretty nice breakout again. It's just got to get there first. This could be another possible curl up right here. Okay, buyers are starting to try to hold 360 as support, so that's a new little support level. See, it looks like we're going to try to test through 375 again. We've already broke through it once, so 375 shouldn't be that big a deal. Yeah. See, bids are starting to stack at 370. Support, they're trying to build support at 370 now. Nope, they failed on that. Let's see if that 360 can hold up. Yeah, they're still holding up 360. You're trying to. And it's getting a little sketchy. $350 needs to hold. $350 trying to hold, but I don't like the way this candle's opening. Because if it drops, if it cracks 350, then it could come back all the way down to 325. Yeah, 325. But you can see it has another failed U-shape there. But I didn't do what I was supposed to do. If you guys been watching the videos, you new traders, it's a lesson on what not to do. I got in this at 350, it ran all the way up to 410. That's a 60-cent move. That's a pretty big move. So I should have stayed disciplined and locked at least some of it in at that resistance area instead of holding. Because now I may take another loss on this stock. That's why you gotta stay disciplined. And it's starting to crack a little bit. My discipline is my biggest weakness. So now I'm in this and I'm kind of bag holding now. Yeah, I'm trading off of TOS. Greed, yes, greed. Exactly. Oh, that's starting to crack. I'm going to have to get out of this. I'm going to give it half a second. Shorters are trying to bring it down. Yeah, a lot of times Like most of the time, I don't even try to trade at market open. I don't try to trade the first 30 minutes of the market because the volume is so crazy. Stocks can get a little unpredictable. And then you do have sometimes have brokers glitching, but I had this U shape here at the bottom, this first one right there. I couldn't help myself but jump in. And if you look, if I would have been more patient and waited like I normally do to around 8:45 or 9, to get into a stock, right there at 8:50 would have been a nice little entry at 2:35, nice little safe position, and could have got that big rip there, but I wasn't patient. No, it's not bad to trade stocks out of your morning watch list. That's why I have this scanner here, the Sway scanner. Because sometimes stocks will have good PR and they might not get any volume in pre-market, and then all of a sudden market open or at some point in market open, they might start getting some volume and you can look for a pattern on them, or the stock may come out with press PR. Stocks can come out with PR any time of the day. So, I mean, as a new trader, you probably don't want to go too much outside of your watch list. Oh God, thanks for swimming. There we go. Okay, freaking me out. Don't do that. But you probably want to kind of stick to that your watch list. But as you're getting experience, if you do see another possible opportunity, there's nothing wrong with trying to get on something that may not be on your watch list. And I do that all the time. Get back to load here. Yeah, so this looks like this is going to sell off. I'm probably about to get out. 325 is really struggling to hold up. This candle here needed to have buying volume, but you can see we've had nothing but selling since we bounced off that $4 area. I've been trading for 6 years, and I still suck at it. I know what to do. That's why I like to share my knowledge, because my knowledge is sound, but my brain is not. I have problems with keeping those emotions in check. Staying disciplined. Yeah, I'm going to have to get out of this. And see, I should have been disciplined on this in the beginning. My lack of discipline really hurt me on this one. This is silver selling off. Do you still got to meet the 4 criteria? I mean, you really want to meet the 4 criteria. You don't necessarily have to have good PR, as long as you have pretty good volume. Uh, like LODE doesn't have any PR. This is just random PR that is just kind of relevant to the stock, but it doesn't have any actual good PR. But it does. It's got a ton of volume. And these volume bars, the tallest volume bars on this are 6 million, and I'm on a 2-minute chart, so that's 6 million in 2 minutes right there. 7 million in 2 minutes, so it's that crazy volume. So you need PR or some type of catalyst. You need a good reason to trade it. So we may be making another possible U shape if this can climb back up. But like you know, and sometimes it doesn't even matter if you have good PR. Like AM, let's see. No, that's not what I want. Where do we go? Where's AMTX? Yeah, AMTX has pretty good PR. I mean, they got a 2 billion offtake agreement for carbon zero renewables stuff. So I mean, that's a pretty good press release. And it did gap up in the morning. It did have a nice run when the press release came out. But as you can see, it's just sold off. Just straight sell off after that initial rip. Nothing really going on with it in that downtrend. So sometimes even if you have the best PR, it still doesn't matter. That's why you gotta look for the patterns. So like LODE here, back here, I started getting some pretty decent volume through here. And we know the silver stocks are kind of getting pushed and whatnot because of Reddit. You know, that's kind of the catalyst. And so this right here would have been a great entry, but you don't have PR, you just have that volume. But you got the pattern too. I mean, this is a perfect U-shaped pattern. This is beautiful. And I missed it by a minute or two. Fumbling with my quantity orders. See if this can break back above 350. If this breaks back above 350, it may be live. So, I mean, a lot of the times you want good PR. There is occasions where good PR may not be the catalyst. It may be something like Reddit crazy traders pushing up stuff, or whatever. Am I long on any stocks? As far, you mean like long-term investing, or you just mean like long as am I long? Because I'm technically long right now on LODE. And it's probably not gonna be too long before I sell out of it if it if it keeps coming back down. It needs to break back over 350 to try to curl back up. If it gets held up at 350 and it starts doing a little maneuver like this, then it's going to sell off. Because that'll be, instead of a curl up like this beautiful U shape, if this comes around and starts doing like that, it's going to be a curl down. And those curl downs can lead to a nice sell off. But we are building higher lows. So higher, oh man. Well, I'm sorry guys, I forgot to talk about higher lows in that day trading guide. Forgot to explain what those are. But there's other videos in the lesson that talks about or in the lesson playlist that talks about higher lows. But it's exactly what it sounds like, you know. It's this is a low right here. And this is a low. It's just the price, but the low is getting higher. So you got a low here, low here, low here, low here, and it's like stairways. It's like steps. And when the stocks form higher lows like that, then you can get a breakout. And that's why I was saying if this drops below this and you can see it's starting to curl over to the downside. So if it cracks below this, then it's not going to make another higher low. It's going to make a new lower low, because this was your previous high. This is your previous higher low. So if this cracks below that, then that'll be a lower low, and that's when momentum really shifts. But you can see this is kind of a reverse U shape. This is getting real close to cracking and selling off hard here. It's just like the U shape this way can lead to breakouts, the U shape like this can lead to sell-offs, the upside down one. So it needs to hold above this higher low right there. I don't short. The thing with shorting is you have to be on the margin account, and oh yeah, look at that, it's starting to crack. I'm about to get out of this. Give it half a second, but I'm going to get out. Let's see if 3 is going to hold up, but it is a little ugly. Oh, no, I'm getting out. Starting to crack 3. Get me out of there. There you go. Thank you, Swim. So you see what I'm saying? The stairwell was going up, and then now the stairwell, your foot went through the floor on this higher low, and the stairwell is cracking. But that was that reverse U shape right there. That's what I was talking about. And that forms, and you get a sell-off. So just sloppy trading on my part today. Sloppy trading. This should have been somewhat of a win. But anyway, yeah, I do hold stocks long term. I have a decent little portfolio. The thing is, though, I may be close to liquidating my entire portfolio if or most of it, if the market doesn't hold up. The market's real sketchy. Real sketchy. And like I've been saying, if it cracks, and see also we just saw that reverse U shape on that 2-minute chart on that other stock, but this is the SPY, this is the overall market. You can see if this comes back down anymore, like tomorrow this starts coming back down, that's going to be a reverse U shape there, so the market could sell off. But yeah, a lot of the stocks I hold are dividend stocks long term, because you get those dividend payments. If you don't know what a dividend stock is, I have one video on REITs, which are dividend stocks, but they're real estate. They're real estate companies. A REIT is a real estate investment trust. And by law, they're required to pay 90% of their profits to their shareholders. So you get some nice dividends. But basically, if you don't know what a dividend stock is, you hold the stock and the company will pay you to hold the stock. And you can get payments quarterly or monthly or bi-monthly or annually. So like, well, here's one that I'm in, that I've been in for a while. This is IIPR. This is an industrial REIT, but they focus on the pot sector. And then you can see this is over a year. I got a dividend payment per share, and these dividend payments are per share, so that's $1.24 per share that I got in December, $1.17 per share of what I was holding that I got in September, $1.06 right there in June per share, and then $1 per share back in March. So you can see that's about 450-ish a year in a dividend payment per share. So I mean this stock is pretty high priced right now, but I got in way back here somewhere after the market crash in March. Actually, I think right in there is where I got in. So I paid like $60, 67, something like that for the shares that I got. And then I get that nice dividend yield. But yeah, those are kind of the main things that I invest in long term, and I invest in stuff that I'm interested in too. Like I don't invest in oil because it's just I have no interest in it. But I like technology. I like pot stocks. Which video? What video are you specifically referencing? Oh, and I like crypto stocks. Crypto stocks are interesting. Speaking of, I want to see how Voyager's doing because Voyager's token got a lot of. Is it VGR? No, that's not it. What is Voyager's ticker? I can't remember. Let me see if I can find it. But the Voyager tokens went pretty nuts this weekend. I made pretty good money off of that. There it is, VGVF. Oh yeah, see. Damn, I should have held the swing. That VIGF popping up at 740. I was swinging this. I think I got in around like 5 something, and then it dropped way down here, and I got out when it dropped below this line. And now you can see it's bounced back up because cryptos have gotten hot. Voyager Digital announces 250,000 downloads of Voyager app during 3-day period. Reddit broke Voyager Friday. It wasn't working for most of the day Friday. It was kind of sad. But I like the cryptos. I like trading cryptos. Cryptos are interesting. There's a lot of interesting stuff to go around on the cryptos. Oh, and look here. Let's see. LODE cracking off hard. So that's why on the U-shapes, like I said, you want to get in somewhere in this area, about 3/4 through the U-shape, and then hold it to resistance. And then if it can't break the top of the U-shape, you want to sell it right there. And I did not do that, and it cost me more of a loss. I need somebody with a stick to stand over me and smack me in the head when I do stupid shit like that. Let's see, GameStop's coming back up. So yeah, if you guys got any questions or any of that now, because I don't have any more funds, I'm not going to be making any more trades. I attempted 3 times, but I didn't trade even though like my stop losses and shit were terrible on this, I got this at 350 and held it down to, the crack of 3, which is insane to do. It's like a 50-cent stop loss. That's not a good stop loss. But I only went 10 shares on it. Now, when I had 100 shares back here when I got in it right before the stream, I had about a 10-cent stop loss. But I got finagled by the crazy volume. But you know, I've only lost what, $18 today out of 3 trades. That's not bad. I can make that back easy tomorrow. But this is a wonky market. I mean, this is a real wonky market we're in at the moment. Like all the GameStop shit and the silver shit, like all this shit going on. In the meantime, the market's also getting real close to having a big sell off here soon. Yeah, I mean, I can do a Q&A stream. But like I say, normally every day when I do these streams, at the end of the stream when I'm done trading, like I'm done trading now, you guys can ask me questions. I'll answer your questions. I mean, I'm still gonna be looking around at different stocks and different things and see if there's maybe opportunities that or whatever. But you guys can ask questions right now. I'll give uh, I'll give the stream about 30 minutes, 30 more minutes so you guys can get some questions in. So if you got questions, go ahead and get them in. Uh, and then we'll go from there. And I'm going to take a quick little breather here and I'll be right back to answer some questions and whatnot. And SPCE, One Life with a good call out, little nice little run on this so far. Couple dollars could have been made there. Boy, that thing really dropped. AMC dropping too. This is how you know that there's manipulation in AMC and GameStop, because this daily chart here is just crazy. I mean, this just looks like craziness. And it's the same thing with AMC. Oh, this is AMC, but GameStop looks very similar to that. Yeah, I mean, just crazy volatile moves. Like that is not normal looking for a stock. Like SPCE, you look at it on the daily chart. This is nice. This is nice fluid movement. You know, you got the nice little build up to the breakout. Little break U shape there on the daily chart right there. Got some predictability in it. This, no predictability. This is just insanity. Like most charts do not look like this. It's just crazy. All right, let me go take that break real quick. What's the put the Zechariah put the ticker symbol because I don't know what VAXRAT is. I highly doubt that's the ticker symbol. VXRT, is that what you're talking about? And this is just a healthcare stock. VXRT gets some nice moves up every once in a while. I can see back here in June it got some nice rips. But give me just a second, guys. I'm going to take a quick little break. And I will be right back to answer those questions. All right, so let's see what we got here. So, do I think the U-shaped strategy and the triangle strategy, the strategy that I put in the two new videos, is better than the strategy I was using before? The strategy I was using before was the Darvas box, and I was just testing that. I just ran across it because I look like sometimes if I'm sitting here doing some stuff on a computer, I'll just have my Thinkorswim charts up looking at it. And then I'll just sometimes mess around with the studies, and I just found the Darvas box. And it's interesting. I think a strategy could be built around it. But I like this strategy is the original strategy I started with pretty much 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Well, I'll say 5 years ago because the first year of trading I didn't have a strategy. I was just doing dumb shit left and right. So I know I know the pain of when you start off, you have no idea what you're doing, and everything is like so new and crazy. Because day trading, well, just stock market in general and the financial markets are like almost like a whole nother language. You have all these words that if you've never been in the stock market, you've never heard before, like limit and uh, market orders and limit orders and float and volume and all that different stuff. But the strategy, that strategy is my favorite strategy. The U shape and the triangles, and they work. I mean, as long as you stick to the plan, if you as long as you have a plan, they do work. But my plan, this is what my plan is normally. My plan is not to trade the first 20 to 30 minutes of the market to wait it out until I see a pattern because it's so volatile in that first, especially the first 15 minutes, that you never really know. Like, this was kind of a U shape, but if I would have stuck to my plan and waited, I could have waited to see this nice perfect U shape and then get in there and stick to the plan. And this would have been, this could have been a very nice win if I'd have stuck to my plan and waited for that pattern, that nice pattern to form instead of breaking my rule of trading before 8:45. I broke my own rule and it cost me on this one. Uh, this U shape. I mean, and then again, I got in on this U shape, and the strategy is to sell at the next resistance line, and I didn't sell it, so I broke that rule. So because I broke two rules, I took a loss on this when this could have ultimately been a very nice win. So the strategy works really well. You just got to stay disciplined and stick to your guns. If you break your rules at all, then it's most likely going to cost you. And then I didn't even put a stop loss in on that second position, and ended up losing $6, and it wasn't that many shares I had, so that was actually a pretty big loss comparative to what I had invested. I mean, $6 is not a big loss, but percentage wise, it definitely was. So I actually broke three different rules, three different of my own trading plan rules on this stock. And that's what you can't do. That's why I say it in those videos. You got to stay disciplined. Because the moment you stop being disciplined, the moment you're going to start taking hits. It is a choppy day. Let's see, what else do we got? Something IMS forever. IMS forever just retracted your message. I was about to answer that question, but you retracted it, so now I don't know what your question was. Robert, how did you become a day trader, and what did I learn to use how to day trade? I became a day trader because 6 years ago I got interested in pot stocks. The pot stocks were starting to move, and this is why I have such a love for pot stocks, because it's the reason why I got into the stock market. But I mean, when I started trading, well, I'll just say this: my younger days, I was pretty wild. I didn't settle down. I didn't settle down and really start doing the things I should be doing until 7 years ago. But I hadn't found the stock market yet. Uh, 7 years ago, I'd just gotten out of jail for doing some of the dumb, wild shit I was doing, and I had no money. I was negative. I was actually in debt. Not only did I have no money when I got out, I was in terrible debt. I mean, I had court fines, but even outside of the court fines and all the stuff that I had because of my stupid shit, I also had crazy debt because I had credit card and stuff that had ran up, and of course I couldn't pay them while I was in jail for 6 months. So when I got out, I was in the negative. So I just started trying to learn everything I could about finances and the financial markets, and I saw that pot was going to start being a legal thing in a lot of states, and so Aurora was one of the first stocks that I traded that got me into it. And let's see, this is way back here. This was where did I get in at? It was way back here. Like I said, it was like probably even well further back than that, because I was in Aurora Cannabis at $2. Oh yeah, Aurora wasn't even on the Nasdaq or the NYSE. It was in OTC markets when I bought into it at $2. You can see that's way back before 2015. But multiple of those pot stocks started getting some attention because of legalization, and I started buying pot stocks, and I made some pretty decent money, but I really didn't know what I was doing day trading. So at that time, I really didn't know what day trading was. I was just buying pot stocks, and then I ran across like some ad or something. It was like, oh, day trading, you can make so much money, and I was like, interesting, I'm listening. So then I just started watching different YouTube videos and reading different articles and just gathering all the knowledge I could about day trading across the internet. Now, back then, there wasn't as many people on YouTube and on the internet that were doing a lot of trading, so the information was a little bit less than it is now. But there was way less bullshit. Now there's a whole lot of bullshit out there. And there was bullshit then, but now there's just a whole lot. So I took that. I just took pieces from everywhere, and then I just kept learning and kept practicing, and I just fell in love with trading stocks, with day trading and investing and all that. So I've been doing it ever since. Let's see. One life, good point there. Always stick to the rules. That is an emotional issue. That's what I was saying earlier in the stream, is that my knowledge is sound, but my discipline, my weakness to emotions, I have some issues. Even after this long of trading, I still do stupid shit. So I'm a better teacher apparently than I am an actual trader, but I'm a student to the day I die. That's what I say anyway. Because I'm constantly learning. I'm always learning new things. You got to constantly be learning. BENEW. Are you sure that's the right ticker symbol? Let's see. That is, so this IPO'd. There's no volume on this whatsoever. I mean, absolutely no volume. Like, these bars look big, but it's only 40,000 in volume. This is a very illiquid stock, which means you're going to have a hard time getting in and out of it. You need volume to be able to trade, to be able to get it in and out of stocks. Like any stock that looks like this, you don't want to day trade. Like this is just a bunch of dashes. You want nice fluid stocks. Oh, is anybody in the chat? Is anybody in the chat have know when that Coinbase IPO is coming out? I know that I keep seeing articles about it's coming out soon, but I've not seen a date. I would really like to get a date on that, but I haven't been able to find it. But yeah, this is not a stock you want to trade. You want nice fluid motions like this. You don't want a bunch of white checks. And this is good fluid motion. But you don't want anything that looks like a barcode. Let me see if I can find an example here. Yeah, so see, this looks like a barcode, right? This looks like if you take a bag of chips and look at the barcode, that's what this stock chart looks like. You don't want to trade these. These are garbage. And there's a lot of them out there. But these barcodey stocks, there's not, the reason they look like a barcode is there's not a lot of volume on them. And the volume that is on them are the algorithms trading, because human beings don't buy and sell at perfect prices. Like that right there, where this is hitting perfectly right there over and over and over again. That's not a normal human type of buying and selling. Like looking back at LODE. See, what was my point I was going to make with LODE? I forgot. Oh, give me a second. Let me remember. What was I going to say about LODE? Oh, I don't know. But anyway, don't trade those. Don't trade barcode stocks. You don't want to trade barcode stocks. Oh, I remember now. So there's no candles on LODE that are hitting at the same exact area every single time. Like even though this was resistance right through here, this candle did break above. So you know there's some humans in it. And then it's just not the same. So that's not good. LODE really selling off too. Got rejected really hard. BP. Okay, so ask yourself some questions. If you've been learning my strategy, why did you buy BP? I want you to take me through your reasoning. One Life saying WKHS starting to look good for a day trade. So as you take me through your reasoning, I want to go over that with you, and then we'll. Yeah, sideways consolidation on WKHS. But it is slowly starting to creep up. And actually on the daily chart, you got a pretty nice triangle there. So where's the top of that triangle at? Right there. So it needs to break 37. And that's kind of where the high of day is at. Yeah, the high of day is right below 37. So at the break of $37, that could be a possible play there. And then this actually was a triangle here as well. This is a triangle here, and you see it broke out, so you actually could have got an entry down there in that 35 area on WKHS. But it looks like it's probably going to kind of get held up here at this 36 area. And may have to come down a little bit. Unless it breaks right there. If it can break that downtrend. Then it could get back up to that 37, and if it breaks 37, it's got room up to 40. But actually, no, I'm sorry. It's got room up to 38. And then after that, 40. So it is testing that downtrend. So it looks like the market's rebounding a little bit. Oh yeah, look at this. Little double bottom on the SPY, bouncing off the 50-day. So that 50-day trying to hold up. See how the market closes today. If the market pulls back any more, we may see it come down to 358. So you got in load on the U-shaped break down here. Orlando. Because if you nailed that, man, that's a great play. Very nice, very nice. Even though it was a paper trade, the fact that you nailed it, that's right there. You're getting it. Just keep paper trading until you're a little more comfortable, and then throw like $50 in the market and trade 1 or 2 shares of stuff, and get used to trading real money, but just in a small increment, so you don't lose money if you're still running into issues or whatnot. And then as you get comfortable with, say, trading $50, and move up to 100 and just keep scaling up. Just like you would scale up a business, you just keep scaling up your position size for day trading till you get to a place where you're making the type of money you want to. Yeah, that's why I have you. That's why I do the live streams, because my trading sometimes is real sketchy, but you can learn from my mistakes. Like if I make a mistake, that is an opportunity for you guys to learn from it without having to pay the cost. I'll pay the cost to make the mistake, so you guys don't have to. So I sound like a real narcissist asshole right now. I'm sure. I'll bear the cross for you guys. But yeah, appreciate that. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you saying, the live streams are helping you. I'm glad they are, because that's why I do this stuff. Because if I can't make money, then at least other people can try to make money. And now I do okay. The good thing about that U-shape and triangle strategy too is it also will translate over into cryptos. Like it works just the same on cryptos, and I'm sure it works just the same on gold and silver because the charts are all the same. The patterns are all the same. Like I was saying in this video, it's all just supply and demand. So all your charting, your level 2 and time and sales, all that's just supply and demand. So it can translate over to other equities and investments besides just stocks. And I really didn't talk about it in the beginner's guide, but like on where was it, WKHS, here it is. It has that triangle on the daily, so you can get U shapes and triangles on the daily charts as well. I mean, you can see them all over. You can see them all over the place on WKHS. This is a nice U shape there on the daily chart, which the daily chart is each candle is a day, and the whole time frame is a year. So it's a lot bigger time frame than like the 2-minute that I'm using down here. But like if you're swing trading, you can use those triangles and U shapes for swing trading off of the daily chart. Oh, whoops! I just took off my downtrend line there. But you can see that downtrend line, it's getting held up there still, and it's starting to curl over. So if it curls over, and this is what I call the bent fishing rod pattern, is this reverse U shape. But you got that nice little pop up there, and then it starts curling over like that. If it keeps curling over, then it's going to look like there's a fish on the end of a fishing rod. It's just basically a reverse U shape. Right now, it hasn't quite done it yet. It looks like it might, but still too early to tell because it could break up still. See, GameStop climbing back up some. From 212 to 270. God, that's a $60 climb. That little slow ass climb, but insanity. AMC is just kind of dying off. And see, this is why I was saying you don't want to get caught up in all this Reddit hype if you don't know what you're doing, because you know, if you come right at market open and you buy this thinking that it's gonna rip, then you end up taking a big loss if you don't have your stop loss and stuff. Because they were saying, you know, they're saying that all weekend it's going to be AMC, it's going to be GameStop, that's going to the moon. Even people who commented on my video were saying by Tuesday, it's going to get crazy. So far today, it's not looking too crazy. But it is still early in the day. It's very early in the day, so. Doge to the moon, yeah. I haven't checked Doge this morning. I do have some Doge, but I've already pulled my investment out of it. I got into Doge before all the hype came back into it. Oh yeah, it's at 4 cents now. Yeah, it's looking pretty good on the daily chart. Looks like it's going to keep climbing, the old Dogecoin. Oh, and see, look there. Look, instead of that U shape, that reverse U shape, what it do? It didn't crack right there, so it held up, started breaking this downtrend. Now WKHS, possible play. Like I said, at 37 is going to be some resistance, but breaking out of that downtrend. And if you draw your support line, what's that look like? What does that look like? Looks like a big old triangle, huh? Big old triangle right there on WKHS. And it's breaking out of the top right now. So One Life with a good call out again. It was looking a little sketchy there. See if it can push up to 370 or 37, not 370, 37. The high of the day is at 37. One Life talking about PLTR and Fubo. And let's take a look. Let's see what One Life's talking about. Alright, so what we got on Fubo? Let's take a look. So Fubo actually already triangle break right there on Fubo. So it already broke out. It did hit a high day of 49.87. But gonna need another pattern before you enter there. Kind of not a great pattern on this at the moment anymore. Real choppy. And that's what One Life's saying. The market's choppy because this is kind of choppy out of that triangle break there. Oh, let's see here. What's going on with? Oh, that's not the one. What was it? Oh yeah, it was Workhorse. Yeah, so see Workhorse still climbing up to that 37 out of this big triangle break. So where's PLTR? I'll look at it real quick. Well, let's see. Hold on. Let's see if this can break 37. Let's see. It's coming up here. Buying volumes slowly increasing out of this break. And it may have a little bit of a pullback because it did just run from 35.92 up 36.85. So it's almost $1 run that it just ran. So some of these buyers that came in there are going to turn into sellers up here. So let's see. Let's what was it? PLTR was the other one? Yeah, PLTR. Yeah, I don't like PLTR. It's in a pretty deep downtrend. It could break the downtrend though. It could make a move out of that break. See TTNP selling off pretty hard. You can see it had a quick initial pop and then just a sell off and pretty much straight downtrend from there. Straight down. Sellers got complete control of it now. So I'm going to take it off. And see, this had good PR. It did get a rip. Sees positive data. So it did get that rip off the PR, but you also had a little bit of a pattern there. I mean, it's not the best looking pattern. It's kind of an ugly U shape, but it did its thing and then sold off even after having that good PR. So that VPR at penny stocks just kind of going sideways. Let's see, what was I looking at? Oh, here we go. Workhorse is testing 37. So let's see if it can get a breakout, another breakout. So got this initial breakout already from the triangle. It's got room up to 38 if it can break 37. There's not anything I'm seeing that could stop it. Let's see. 37.13. So here's some resistance at 37.64. So if it can break 37, it can move up to 37.64. Yeah, it just hit that new high day. It's testing. Still a lot of sellers sitting at 37. Oh, it's just time to sell. Starting to light up green. Let's see if this volume keeps coming in here. May start making a nice move. Oh, still getting hung up. Yeah, it's definitely a great area to take profits. If you got in at the triangle break down there, then that was definitely an area to take some profits. Because any buyers who got in at 36 will become sellers at 37. Well, not any, but some of them will. So you may have a little possible triangle here, but I don't think it's going to be a triangle. I think it's going to sell off because when you have a push up like this and then you have a red candle that closes like this where it's got this upper wick, like that resistance is there at that 37, and you can see it's kind of starting to curl over. Now if it comes up and breaks 37, it'll be good to go, but if it keeps selling off and starts curling, you see this move run into resistance and then curls down and sells off. So that may be all Workhorse had unless it can hold up. If it doesn't curl the rest of the way down, if it starts trying to hold up in, let's say, that 36.70 area, but see, now it's starting to looks like it's smashing into that resistance and starting to come down. Nice little reverse U shape possible for a sell-off there. Possible. It's not complete yet, and buyers are still trying to push it up. That's why we're getting this little wick. If it comes back up and turns green, then it could start breaking, but right now it's a little sketchy. Let's see, PLTR right at that downtrend, testing pretty hard. See how's load doing. Look at that. Look at that right there. Perfect U shape on load again. Beautiful. Look at that beautiful U shape. Now LOD is in a downtrend still. So that may be all it hits. It may just hit that downtrend line and sell off out of that little U-shaped break. But if it breaks over that downtrend, then it could keep running. But three different U shapes. One of them broke out big. One of them tested but didn't break. And now this one's done a small break and may continue to break or could get held up at that downtrend. You see, and look there. There, WKHS still kind of curling, but if it comes, like I said, if it comes back up, if it stays above if it can stay above 36.50. If this makes another little U shape here up into 37, if it starts curling up instead of completing the curl down, then you can get that break of 37 here. Let's watch it for a second and see. We are getting some buying. Oh, yeah, we may break over 37 here. Because that curl down, that bent fishing rod that was starting to form has now been broken, and now it's starting to curl back up. So if it can curl back up, see a breakout here. So the next resistance line, you got to look back on your chart. Is your main chart. You don't see hardly anything there, so the only resistance that you can see is right there. Top of that candle is 38. Tops of this candle where it's at right now, kinda, and this one 36.50. So there's a little bit in this area, 36.50 to 37. If it breaks 37, it's got room up to 38, and then possibly 40. If you look back here in the past 5 days, you can see 38 held up. Draw your line right across there. So it's $38 resistance there. And then you got more resistance right there at 37.50 area. So if it breaks 37, it's got room to 37.50. And then 38, and then 40. So a lot of resistance ahead. Let's take a look because it still hasn't broke out yet. So it's still in the iffy area. It didn't even get back up to 37 that time. It got up to 36.90. And if this red candle keeps dropping, it's going to sell off. Because it ran into resistance there, started curling down. Buyers tried to push it back up, but they couldn't push it back up to that resistance line. So you got another little sell in there, but as long as it holds above 36.50, then the upward curl could still happen. That's what I'm saying. It's a little sketchy because it's kind of going back and forth. As long as it can hold up that 36.50, it still can move. If it cracks 36.50 though, that's going to be it. And really it's 36.55 where these candles all hit at. You can see those candles right there. So this is the support and resistance right now that is very important. This is pivotal support because it needs to hold up. If it cracks below that, then you're going to have a sell-off. You're going to have the bent fishing rod. If it holds that up and can test 37, then you can get a curl up on the U-shape there. But right now it's real sketchy. Yeah, 37 is definitely strong. That's why it's getting held up there. But I mean, I'm pretty sure this is the highest this stock has ever been. 40 was the highest it's ever been. So you gotta like keep that in mind. Like people who's been holding this from back here at 21, or maybe they got in here at this bounce off of support at 29. This was old resistance, and then that old resistance turned into new support, and you got this one candle that bounced off of it. These people are going to be locking in profits. These buyers that were back here, or right through here, are going to be sellers. So you're going to have a lot of selling into all that resistance. Yeah, like One Life said, it's probably done because it did make, it did make a big move out of that triangle break. It was 35.60 up to 37. That's a $1.40 move right there. So a lot of selling pressure at that 37. And look there, see that 35, 36.50 starting to test, and it's starting to crack. Starting to crack. See, it never got back up to 37. Buying volume decreased. You look at the buying volume bars. Into that we had nice volume, and then a lot of selling got rejected at that 37. Another big volume bar of selling. And then we got a little bit of buying volume, then some more selling, then a little bit of buying volume. But you got to have that buying volume to come in to have the breakouts. And it just could not come back in. So sellers have got control of this at the moment. Now buyers did push it back up over that line, but it's really testing that line, and it made, it did crack below the support. You want it to stay above that. So if this candle can close above support, it still has a chance. If the body of the candle can, which you can see it's trying to. But usually a lower shadow like this is not a good sign. So we'll see how it plays out. But it's not going to break over 37 until it gets a big green volume bar like this. Oh yeah, see, this is going to crack. It's testing that area again. It looked like it was about to crack, but let's see here. So I'm selling at 36.80. So if you see the tops of these candles, these 2-minute candles, they're getting held up at that 36.80 area. So there is some resistance there. It's testing it right now. But if it can't break that 36.80, it's definitely going to sell off. So let's see what it does here. See if we can predict this movement. So 380, still testing. You see 380 break down. We get any 380. I'm sorry, 3680. Okay, there's 136.80 on the bid, or not on the bid, but on the time and sales. We've got one buy so far at 36.80. You can see, not getting very many orders. Okay, that candle opened up right there at 36.80. Let's see. A lot of buyers just came through. Look there. Look at all those 36.80s. Time of sales lighting up. Buying volume starting to come in. Let's see if it can keep coming in here. See, still a lot of selling at 36.80. You can see sellers, a bunch of sellers coming in at 36.80. I'm getting a pretty decent spread on this. So this is still iffy on this candle. This is still sketchy. I wouldn't want to enter this yet. Unless you're going to enter at support down here, but that would be a pretty tight stop loss. But see, 36.80 held up. The buying volume couldn't come in. It did break through 36.80 for a second, but we didn't get very much buying volume. Let's see, we're getting more selling volume now. So once again, if you look at these volume candles so far in this sideways consolidation on Workhorse, a lot more selling than buying. So we're gonna need to see some really strong buying come in to try to push this over. See, looks like it's going to try to, well, the ask was up to 38 for a second, but the bid was still pretty low. It was a big spread. But if it's going to break over 37, it's going to have to do it soon. The longer this goes sideways, the more likely buyers will give up from holding it up at this 36.55 area. They're going to, if they see it's not breaking over 36.80 and it's not testing 37, they're going to get antsy. They're going to be like, well, this is probably not going to break. I'm going to start getting out of it. So that's why you need to see a little bit more buying volume to push it up. So you're still getting held up at 36.80. That resistance is holding. Let's see here. A lot of indecision. There's a lot of indecision in this consolidation. I mean, this is a little tug of war. And you could kind of draw your resistance there. So it's kind of a triangle because that 36.80 is holding up at some resistance. But even if it does break above that 36.80, it could just get slammed right at 37. So, I mean, it is kind of a triangle. Of consolidation, it's just a very thin triangle. Yeah, 36.80 is really holding up tough. We want to see the bids start stacking at 36.80 now. Okay, so yeah, now we're starting to get some bid stacking. Let's see here. See if buying volume increases into this 37. Let's see. We're going to see 37 start popping up on the ask. Or not on the ask, but the time and sales. Well, we want to see 37 on the ask as well to see how much resistance is there, but we want to see a lot of green 37 start popping up. Here we go. Let's see it. Let's see it. See if buying. Look at there. All them green 37s coming through and it's starting to break out. The high of day is at 37.11, so if it breaks 37.11, it could start pushing up for a nice new high of day. Bid starting to stack at 37. If buyers can hold up 37, more buyers will come in. Look at there. Look at there. Beautiful. Look at that. Buying volume increase. Nice little break of 37 there. So whether you look at it as a triangle or a U shape or whatever, all it is consolidation. That's all that was. Sideways consolidation, a little tug of war back and forth between the buyers and sellers. This candle wick right here, I'm sure stopped out some people. But that's why you want to wait and you want to be patient for it to come in and buying volume to start pushing in. So we had all this selling volume, and then we've got a little bit of buying volume there, a little bit more buying volume there, and then we got an even bigger buying volume candle pushing into that resistance, and now it's breaking out. You know, just ran up to 37.50. So very nice. And it's getting held up at 37.50. I think that's where I said there was resistance at. Yeah. So that is where I said I said it had room up to 37.50 next. And if you draw that line right across the tops of those two resistance areas, look at that, smacking right into that resistance from back here. Getting held up there, so gonna have to see the same thing. Gonna have to see more buying volume, see a bunch of 37.50 start to light up, and it may happen right here. Yeah, look at there. Still getting held up a little bit, but there is some buyers coming in over 37.50. If they keep doing that, then it could break over 37.50. But if it takes too long, then people will sell off. And of course, this did just run, you know, almost, I don't know what, 60, 70 cents there. So buyers who are down in here are going to be selling at this 37.50 if it can't break out. So let's see if it can break over that resistance, and then if it breaks 37.50, it's got room up to 8. But it looks like it's getting held up. And you can see more selling right now, because these buyers that got in back here or back here, they're now becoming sellers. Now, at this point, because 37 was such strong resistance, you want 37 to hold up as support now. You want that old resistance to become new support. So that support there, come on, get off here, get away. This support here should be pretty strong support now. But that old resistance at 37 should be new support. So you want to see 37 hold up and then this curl around again. If it can curl around again or go sideways or make a little triangle, and then start pushing back to 37.50, we'll be looking for the same thing that we got here. Looking for that buying volume to come in and start pushing it up. So, alright guys, I'm going to give the stream about 10-15 more minutes here. I am getting hungry. You looking on the 5 minute? Let's see. No, there's not really a flag there. I'm gonna delete that line. Not really a flat. Well, okay, I see what you're saying. Like right here. Yeah. Yeah, so you actually are right. This was a flag. This was a flag breakout on the 5 minute. I was looking at a 2 minute, so I didn't really see it that much. But like I did say that it was possibly a small triangle. So yeah, you were right. So it broke up out of that small flag, that small triangle, for another 50 cents. But now, see, it's testing that 37 support. $37 has got to hold up if it's going to make another move here soon. See, one last thing. PLTR is getting ready. Let's see PLTR. PLTR has broke the downtrend so far. Well, maybe. Let's see. You draw my line right. My line looks stupid. What does this look like, guys? It looks like it's kind of a triangle, but you really want it to come back up to resistance and get rejected. Like, it's not the best looking triangle. Like, cause you got all this space in here, where a triangle you want it to do like this. You want it to be up, down, up, down, up, down. You want it to be bouncing off the support line, testing the resistance. Bouncing off support, testing the resistance. So I don't know. That's pretty. It's not a very good triangle. But yeah, no, I wouldn't consider a triangle pattern. But if it can break over that downtrend, it could start moving anyway. See, how's Workhorse? Workhorse, look at there. Look at there. It held up $37 as support. Buyers held it up there. New buyers come in, so it's pushing back up again. Let's see if it can push back up to that $37.50. See if this gets another breakout. Getting real close. We've got a possible little U shape here, too. And it's a possible U shape. And let's see if buyers come in, push this up some more. Getting a little bit of selling. Yeah, PLTR looks a little rough. That's what I was saying. It's not a beautiful pattern. I see right now we are having some selling, but the selling volume is not increasing too much yet. We're only at, what, 14,000 shares in volume there. So not a lot of selling. If buyers start to come in here, see, we're getting held up at 37.40. Let's see. See if these new buyers come in or not. 37.40s. Seeing them on the time and sales there. 37.40 orders coming through. Still a lot of sellers sitting on the ask, but if they keep coming through, that'll break through that 37.40. It's going to need to get up to test that 37.50. You see the tops of the bodies of these two candles right here are right at that 37.40 line. So 37.50 is resistance from back here. But 37.40 has become some resistance for some reason off of the tops of these two bodies of these candles. Now, if it's going to break over 37.50, it needs to do it on this candle. Because if it comes back down, let's see. See, it's getting real close. We need to see more buying volume, though. See where to get up to. It got close. But looking like it's getting rejected again, so it was real close to trying to break out, but it didn't get the rest of that volume push yet. OPK at 8 in a week. So I'm going to give the stream a couple more minutes here. We'll see if WKHS can break out here. Ooh. Coming back down at 37, testing support again. So that U-shape didn't break out. Couldn't get up there. At 37.40, holding up real strong as resistance. So you can see all four of these bodies, well actually every single candle in this has closed below 37.40. None of them have closed above it. So the 37.40 is acting as real strong resistance. And 37 cracks here, you're going to see a sell-off. We start seeing a bunch of 37s even lighting up red on the time and sells. We'll probably see this sell off down to the next support level, which was that 36.50 area. Yeah, look at there. You see all that red that came through there? Starting to crack. So see, on this U-shape here, and the reason this didn't break out, you didn't get increase in buying volume. This candle, you had a nice little bounce. That's this candle here. The buying volume was less than on this candle and in this volume bar. And then on this one right here, we start seeing more sellers come in. So you get a crack. So that's all you're doing. You're just looking at supply and demand. That's what I was saying in that video. It's just simply supply and demand. Are buyers outweighing the sellers, or are sellers outweighing the buyers? And you just looking at time and sales, level 2 in the charts, the candlesticks. And the volume bars to see. You know, right back here when it had the 37 break, we had a nice build up. We had a lot more, we had buying coming in. Buyers outweighed the sellers. On this one here, the buying volume did not come in. It started decreasing, and as it decreased, sellers saw that, and then they started pushing it down. And selling volume increased, and you get a crack. So right there, more sellers than buyers. Back here, more buyers than sellers. So while everything else kind of seems complicated when you think of it that way, it's really not too difficult. It's just supply and demand, but it is a little, I mean, it is tricky because you don't really know what this is going to do back through here. You gotta wait for it to see if it's going to break 37.50. It didn't, so then you gotta wait to see if it's going to hold up support. It did hold up support, then it came back up, but it didn't get to that top resistance. So you just got to follow that supply and demand to get an idea which way it's going. And let's do one more scan around, check what's happening with everything else, and then I'm going to call it a day. See, PLTR, and it's trying to break that downtrend right now. I don't know how much further it can go. There's a lot of resistance at 35.42. Whole lot of resistance. Look at all these candles that hit off of that support. So that old support's going to be new resistance. It's going to be pretty strong. It could still make a decent move up to that resistance, but I would be surprised if it broke over that. Well, let's see what the Reddit peeps is doing now. That looks like a pretty nasty downtrend on GameStop. So they may be in for a rough day. Let's see AMC. AMC, oof, even worse of a downtrend. Nasty. Nasty, nasty. Look at that. Yeah, it may be a rough day for the Reddit peeps. Now, Fubo, you have some interesting stuff going on here. You got this nice uptrend on Fubo, and then it's got that $50 resistance. That's going to be pretty tough resistance. Draw your resistance line right across there. What does that look like? What we got there? A bit of a triangle. So if buying volume starts coming in and pushing it up to 50, and this lights up green with a bunch of 50s, you can see it start to break. And if it does break 50, let's see how much room it's got. If it breaks 50, it's got room up to 51.56. Top of that candle there. So if it can break 50, it could very easily climb to that 51.50 area. So it could be a possible $1.50 in there. But, you know, you are kind of getting... See, this is one of those ones you got to wait just a little bit longer, because if you get in now, if you were to get in now on the triangle, you're kind of getting in at 480, 48.90, which you do have some support there. But if it cracks that and comes back down to the triangle, that's too much of a stop loss. Because if you're trying to get in there at that support, you probably want your stop loss like right there at 48.69. But if you try to put your stop loss way down here, you know, you're risking what? Almost $1 a share to possibly make $2. So yeah, it's a rough 1-to-2 ratio, but really you'd want your stop loss here. So that way you're not risking very much if you were looking at going in on this triangle. But at the moment though, it looks like it's going to sell off because we're not quite to the tippy either. So that's what I'm saying. This is one of those ones where it's going to be a little tricky, where you might want to wait a little bit for it to get closer to the tip of the triangle. Because it still does have a little bit, because it could, you see it bounced off the bottom there, and it could come back down and bounce off one more time before it comes up to that $50. So it's kind of tricky on that one. But yeah, guys, appreciate everybody joining me as always. We will be back tomorrow morning for some more live trading. I'm going to try to stick to my rules tomorrow and not be stupid. We will be, Greg and I will be over on the Swamp channel tonight. If you like discussion and debate about political nonsense and all types of different nonsense, you can come check that out. We go live at 6 p.m. Central, and that channel is in the community tab. You can find it there if you want to go take a look at it. It's just pretty much a bunch of nonsense debate and talk and discussion about things that are going on and happening. But we have some good talks, so if you guys want to check that out, be sure to check that out. We also got some more new things happening. Before I hop off here, we'll talk about, give you guys a little heads up of some new things that's happening. So this week, Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. Central, after the live stream, I'm going to have Liam from Confident in Crypto, from he's a crypto trader from UK, he's going to be on an episode of Portfolio Power Up. And I'll be picking his brain about what he knows about cryptos and stuff. And then John Zadar from the last Portfolio Power Up episode, he is partnering with me on the channel he's going to have his own little TV show playlist, basically like his own little playlist of his lessons and stuff like that, because John's giving out a lot of good information. So John's going to be dropping his first video on the channel this week as well. So we'll have people from all over this week stopping by, and hopefully John will stick around and be a contributor for a while for some extra content, because John's got a lot of knowledge that I don't, so he might be able to fill in some gaps and stuff. But he's got a video coming out this week on the channel explaining SPACs, because I have no idea what SPACs are, or the SPACs or whatever. So that'll be something new for me to learn as well. So a lot of good stuff going to be happening with the channel this year. And I appreciate you guys supporting me. I appreciate you guys joining me. You guys just stick to it. You'll get to where you want to be. And on your way out, if you don't mind, just to smash that like button, just to give me a little help with that YouTube algorithm. You guys have a great rest of your day. Until next time.